Since Tarkov decided to unalive itself, people have been on the lookout for some games within the same genre. Vigor is a free-to-play extraction-style third-person shooter available on the Xbox, PlayStation and Nintendo Switch. The game released back in 2019 on the Xbox, slowly moving through the various platforms throughout the years. It was also developed by Bohemia Interactive, also known for Operation Flashpoint, Arma and DayZ. Vigor does not stray too far away from the other games. It's still quite a tense survival experience, though not as hardcore as games like Tarkov or Arma. Graphically, the game is okay. It's not nearly as detailed as the others in the genre, but it's very nice looking in its own way. The game is set in post-apocalyptic Norway, so the maps include snowy regions, small towns, sawmills and forests. These all look great while exploring, although not looking too apocalyptic aside from some empty cars. The player models also look okay. You have a variety of very generic people to choose from, but animation wise they are nice and fluid. Some clothing items can look a bit odd though. It can be a nice peaceful game with chill sounds and visuals, until you hear the gunfire. The game is a third-person shooter, as I said, with first-person aiming, similar to how DayZ and Arma works, just a bit more arcadey. You can also switch shoulders, which is always nice, and there's also a jump button. Sometimes it can be a bit temperamental on where you can jump over, but it still does the job for the most part. To start with, you'll always be in your home base. This is your main investment. Most things you collect throughout your time playing will be used here in some way. Upgrading the various areas in your home base will reward you with resources over real time. Building these upgrades also takes real time. Some only take 10 minutes, but others can take days. You can use premium currency to build these instantly, of course. You can build a station at your home base to earn a set amount of the premium currency a day, but it's not too much. In your base you also have shooting ranges to test your weapons out, music boxes to listen to some tunes, and a basement where you can see your collected weapons. There are areas in the base to use the various mechanics such as equipping items, crafting, checking out the store and battle pass, and so on. But each of these also does have a place in the menus if you obviously don't want to waste your time figuring out which random box opens that specific menu. Loot boxes are also here in the form of crates. Opening these will reward you with a random item such as weapons, ammos and resources. While we are here, yes, the game does have a store, premium currency and a battle pass. It's all very typical to what you'd expect at this point in gaming. You can obtain old battle passes in the form of legacy passes, which is a nice feature, and there's always a current one you can do as well. The store includes clothing, weapon skins, and so on. Clothing ranges from casual, military, to just being a stalker. The cool one from the game's not Weird Steve outside your window. They do also sell larger packs that are very expensive. They do include some cool skins, but these prices are a bit too much for me personally. They do go on sale at times, at least on PlayStation. I would assume it would be the same on other platforms. Now for the meat of the game, encounters. You pick from a rotating set of maps to dive into with other players to fight for loot and survival. Before a game starts, you can choose to put some premium currency forward to boost loot, the rarity of the airdrop, or to ensure your items, which includes everything you pick up, which is wild. Your spawn point will be random. I have sometimes been very close to other players, but not too much. Through the map there are many buildings full of containers to loot. It's not like Tarkov where you see specific items on the side of things. It's always a container of some sort. Because of your home base, everything you loot is worth getting, unlike the likes of COD's DMZ or Battlefield's attempt, where picking up random shit is worthless. There are some major point of interest like safes to crack and containers to break into, so venture there if you want to be shot at. Looting itself works okay on console, it can sometimes be a bit awkward though. There are also things around the maps that can give you different buffs, things like using an antenna to spot players or using a jammer to block out an area of the map of information. The main event of a map will be the airdrop. The airdrop itself can be messed with at a station on the map, making it so 2 drop, 1 being a dud, it's filled with radiation, or just generally being a bigger pain in the arse to work with. Once you have it, you'll be periodically pinged on the map, so once you have it, run. There are various extraction points on the map, some requiring fuel, or a bit of parkour, or just hoping no one is extract camping it. There is a time limit, but it does have a reason. Well, kind of. At a certain point in the encounter, the map will start to fill with radiation, and comes from a certain direction, sweeping across the map. It's very lethal stuff. Depending on how you play, you can go a few raids without encountering other players. but you will inevitably have to fight for your life. Shooting in Vigor is very arcadey-ish. You can either aim in third person view, dealing with much more spread of a gun, or switch to the aim down sight mode for more accurate shooting. Because the game is in third person, the game has the obvious third personing. For those unaware, it's just using the camera to spy around a corner without exposing yourself. Guns do have a bit of kick to them and spread, but they all feel really nice to use and sound nice too. Players do drop relatively quickly. You do have various options for med items to keep yourself going, but the time to kill is pretty quick, so you may not get the opportunity to use them. I haven't had any hit reg issues myself. Every time I've shot a dude, it's hit. Players can also use a variety of items to help in combat, such as traps and grenades. The encounter experience is still as tense as other games in the genre, but also I don't feel like I'm going to have an actual heart attack as soon as I get shot at. The rate at which you gain weapons, make weapons, and loot box weapons, gear fear isn't such a big factor, as you've not spent like 4 million on a gun. As guns don't have optional attachments, it's all just the gun you get, which makes the whole experience a more chilled version of extract shooters. There's still risk in losing your stuff, but it's not going to cost you dearly and mentally. The game is fun, it's free, so if you have a console, time is the only thing you'll lose. Vigor is coming to Steam in the future, so you can have some chill extraction shooter time in PC land. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.